Hi, welcome to the fourth video in Module 3 of Student Success Strategies, Tools for Top Achievers in College and Beyond. In the last video, we discussed pointing and how to quantify the work you are doing. In this video, we will discuss how to prevent burnout, getting overloaded or overwhelmed, by using work in progress or WIP limits. Are you a juggler? Have you ever seen a juggler try and juggle balls? Maybe it was knives, torches, or something else dangerous and entertaining. That sense of danger or anticipation is the fear that we spectators have that the juggler may drop a ball, a knife, or a stick on fire. While professionals may be able to handle 10 or 12 more items in the air, how many can you handle? Have you ever heard the expression juggling work or work-life balance? This is a term that describes an individual's ability to manage multiple tasks, demands, stresses, and life successfully. Like juggling, some people can manage more than one task, stress, or demand on their time. Some can't. Work in progress limits are a quantifiable way for us to measure how much or how little we are working at any one time. Let's go back to our Kanban board for a minute. At the start of our sprint, we have a number of items in our to-do column, or items in our sprint backlog. We've pointed them and can quantify how much effort, time, and energy will go into completing each one of those items. We've limited the total number of points we can handle in a 2-week sprint. For this example, let's call it 20. For the purpose of this example, I'll have 3 1-point items, a single 5-point item, and an 8-point item, which brings my total to 16 points for the sprint. How would you start working on the sprint? Would you start with the 8-pointer? Maybe try the 3 1-pointers? Or start working on all of them at the same time? What would a juggler do? What do they start with? Tennis balls? Basketballs? Medicine balls? How many? No matter how talented, there is a limit to the number of items any one juggler can juggle. If you are the juggler, how many tasks or pieces of work or stresses can you handle before you start to drop things? WIP limits are hard limits on how many tasks or how many points you can be working on at any one time. Remembering our principle, number 7, completed work is the primary measure of progress. There is no value in working on 10 different tasks if they aren't completed by the end of the sprint. It is much more valuable to focus on starting and completing a single task before starting another. WIP limits help regulate, monitor, and manage how much work you are doing concurrently at any one time. The purpose is to keep focused and deliver value before moving on to the next task. Looking at our Kanban board, we can either use a WIP limit based on the number of points or number of tasks. For ease of use, in this example, let's just focus on number of tasks. I will impose a WIP limit of 1 in my doing column. This means I can't work on more than one task at a time until it is completed. Based on principle number 7, I'm also thinking about how I can deliver completed work in combination with principle number 1. As a successful student, our highest priority is to satisfy the customer through early and continuous delivery of valuable completed work. Meaning I want to deliver completed work early and often. Based on this, I will choose to work through my tasks with the 1-point items first, followed by the 5-point item, and finish with the 8-point item. The intent is to deliver the completed 1-point items quickly, delivering value for myself, and then work on the higher point items after, as they will require more energy, effort, and potentially time. What I don't want to do is attempt to work on all 3 1-point items and the 5-point item at the same time in the first week. If I do that, there is a much higher chance that I will drop something, like the juggler dropping a ball. Because of my lack of focus, distraction, and the inefficiency of task switching, I might only complete those items by Wednesday of the second week, leaving me insufficient time to get the 8-point item finished. Unless, of course, I pull an all-nighter. If I do that over and over again, I'll burn out, lose motivation, and get discouraged. On the other hand, by imposing my WIP limit, I nailed those first 4 tasks before the end of the first week, and now I have more time and capacity to finish my 8-point item in my sprint. I'm less stressed, more motivated because of what I've already accomplished and energized with confidence because of the wins already on my Kanban board. It is better to be the juggler who is applauded for successfully juggling what they can versus the juggler who drops balls, misses throws, and fails because they tried to do more than they could handle. Now, WIP limits can change as your capacity and competence improve, but the rule here is to start slow and grow. Start with a WIP limit based on tasks. Once you feel comfortable, you can increase that WIP limit slowly. When you reach a WIP limit that doesn't work, or go back one step and stay there for a while. In the retro and review at the end of your sprints, think about how well your WIP limit worked and change it if needed. Remember, this is only designed to help you. It is to keep you from overworking yourself, stressing out, or getting discouraged from a lack of progress. Everyone has different limits, and it depends on the kind of work you are doing. Take your time. Go slow and grow with your confidence as you improve your competence. In the next module, we will discuss how to measure your success.